for the period of the match, you don't actually think about your condition or what limits you. So I suppose it's like meditation or something. You have a period where you're just free of MS for a while. I was diagnosed with MS in 2004. I didn't have a great deal of trouble coming to terms with it because myself and my wife went into denial, which worked quite well. We also thought at the time the symptoms I had could have been a brain tumour or something much more immediate and serious, and therefore MS by comparison and not knowing much about it seemed better, less life-limiting. Main symptoms I suffer with is my legs. It started in my legs. I have trouble with coordinating, moving my legs, and stiffness and cramps and all that sort of thing. But also there's a slight effect in one arm. Occasionally get optical things with the flickering at the side and that sort of thing. The bladder, which is probably the biggest pain. And other than that, some muscle weakness here and there gradually over time. Played the running game of wheelchair basketball many years ago, and I thought it would be an easy transition. So I went to Nadex, and they had a parasports stand there where they had loads of different sports, and they had basketball, and I found a local club and went along. Well, I think how it's helped with them is on a number of levels. One, there is the social aspect of it, and it forces you to get out, and obviously the team are really supportive. And also within the team you've got people with a load of different conditions, so it's not just about MS. There's people suffering with loads of more different, more complicated and more difficult things, so it puts things in perspective. When you're moaning about walking around your car because your legs are struggling, and someone else has got a spinal injury, they don't use their legs at all, but they still get around their car, and etc. So it's quite good from that perspective. My fitness had declined a bit, so when I first started playing, I was wiped out for several days afterwards. But now I'm used to that, so it has increased. And I think with MS, you get less mobile, so you get slightly less fit, so the symptoms have more impact, so then you get slightly less mobile and slightly less fit. And I think actually trying to address that in the other direction is helpful. And I'm sure it does hold certain things back. When you play a game, it's not like an exercise class where you think, I've got another 10 repetitions to do, or we've got half an hour, then I can finish. When you're playing a game, you forget all that, and you try a lot harder without noticing. So I think that's quite beneficial. And I just think, from an MS point of view, when I started playing, you have scores. So as a team member, an able-bodied person is a 5, and someone with quite a high spinal injury is probably a 1. So you have different scores, and how you play is different because of that. So for me, with a progressive condition, I started playing at a 4.5, and now I'm 3. Which is a benefit for the team. It's a really strange day when they say, oh, your number's gone down. The team's all pleased because they've got a good player on at a lower score, and you can only get a certain number of score on the pitch. But it means it accounts for your progression. So if my arm gets worse and I won't be able to push quite as well, then I might become a 2.5 or a 2, but I can still play. So what I thought was a couple of years probably being able to play, I've played for 5 years now. And we play in a national league. I would never have played in the national league in anything ever before, so to do that is quite good as well.